students. Today I'm going to start with the fifth chapter of electronic measurement and instrumentation, and this is the first topic under the fifth chapter, that is level measurement. So in level measurement we are going to discuss about the various basic concepts behind the level measurement, and after that we're going to talk about the types of level measurement used in EMI. So first we'll discuss about what exactly a level measurement. So level measurement is one of the oldest of all the measurements. So level means what? It is defined as the liquid content in vessels, reservoirs and tanks, or the liquid column, height in open channel streams, and a variety of other similar cases in industrial process. The basic of level measurement is simply about determining the position of a surface inside a tank, reactor or other vessel. More precisely, level measurement is the determination of the linear vertical distance between a reference point, usually the base of a holding container, and the surface of either a liquid, the top of a solid, or the interface of two liquids. The applications are more frequently carried out on liquids and solids in process tanks, storage tanks, or silos. But now we'll talk about why should we go for level measurement. Means what? What is the need of level measurement? So in industry, usually vast quantities of liquids such as water, solvents, chemicals, etc. are used in a number of industrial processes. Liquid level measurements are made to ascertain the quantity of liquid held in a container or vessel. The liquid level affects both pressure and rate of flow in and out of the container. Hence, its measurement and control becomes quite important in a variety of processes encountered in modern manufacturing plants. The main reason for measuring level is to keep track of inventory in terms of volume or weight. Now we'll talk about the classification of level measurement. The level measurements are divided into four types: float type, capacitive type, ultrasonic type, and radiation type. For this lecture, we are going to discuss about only the float type and the capacitive type. In the next lecture, we'll discuss about the ultrasonic type and radiation type. First, we'll talk about the float type. So, float type is a contact type direct method of liquid level measurement. A floating body experiences a buoyant force equal to the weight of the liquid. The float, by reason of its buoyancy, follows the change in liquid level. Buoyant means floating and buoyancy means capacity for floating. The floats generally used are hollow metal spheres, cylindrical ceramic floats, or floats of synthetic materials. The top of float is usually made sloping so that any solid suspensions in the liquid do not on the float and change its weight. So now we'll talk about the working of float type. So this is a diagram of float type. So this figure shows a typical float and chain liquid gauge, generally used for directly measuring the liquid level in open tanks. The instrument consists of a float, a counterweight, counterbalance weight, and a flexible connection that may be a chain or in the linear scale. The counterweight keeps the chain taut as the liquid rises or falls with any change in the liquid level. The change is owned on a gear to which the pointer is attached. Any movement of this wheel would indicate on a suitably calibrated scale the level of the liquid in the tank. Now we'll talk about the advantages and disadvantages of using float type method. So first we'll talk about the advantages. So it is possible to read liquid level in tank even below the ground level. It has low cost and reliable designs. It operates over a large temperature range and it choice of corrosion resistant materials to make these. Now we'll talk about the disadvantages of float type method. It is normally limited to moderate pressures and tailored to tank geometry. Now let's just take a minute and try to answer these questions. The most common applications of float system is what? Which of the following conversions takes place in float element? And for float element, uniformity of density is important, whether it is true or false. I hope you got the answers. So The most common applications of float system is to monitor the fuel tank level in motor vehicle. Which of the following conversions takes place in float element, that is a level to displacement, and for float element uniformity density is important. This is false. So these are the answers A, C, B. Now let's just move forward and talk about the next type of level measurement, that is capacitive level measurement. So capacitive type level measurement are based on the physical properties of a capacitor. Capacitive level instruments measure electrical capacitance of a conductive rod inserted vertically into a process vessel. As process level increases, capacitance increases between the rod and the vessel's walls, causing the instrument to output a greater signal. Capacitance of a capacitor formed by two parallel plate electrodes depends on three factors. First one, directly proportional to area A of the electrode, inversely proportional to the distance d between the plates, and directly proportional to dielectric position in between them. So it is given as C equal to epsilon A upon D. So where C is the capacitance, epsilon is the permittivity of dielectric material between plates, and A is the overlapping area of plates, and D is the distance separating the plates. Now we'll see the working of a capacitive type method. So the amount of capacitance exhibited between a metal rod inserted into the vessel and the metal walls of that vessel will vary only with changes in permittivity, area or distance. Since A is constant here, the interior surface area of the vessel is fixed, as is the area of the rod once installed. Only changes will be in the case of epsilon or D, which can affect the probe's capacitance. Capacitive level probes come in two basic varieties, one for conductive liquids and one for non-conductive liquids. If the liquid in the vessel is conductive, it cannot be used as a dielectric, or you can say dielectric means insulating medium of a capacitor. Consequently, capacitive level probes designed for conductive liquids are coated with plastic or some other dielectric substance, so the metal probe forms one plate of the capacitor and the conductive liquid forms the other. Now we'll talk about the advantages and disadvantages of capacitive type method. So first we'll talk about the advantages. It is relatively inexpensive, versatile, reliable, requires minimal maintenance, contains no moving parts, it is easy to install and can be adapted easily for different size of vessels. It is simple to use and easy to clean. Next, disadvantages of capacitive type method. It's not suitable for low dielectric material and it is tailored to tank geometry. So these are some of the advantages and disadvantages of capacitive type method. Now let's just take a minute and try to answer this question. Capacitive devices are used for the level measurement of what? Capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor depends on what? And a capacitive level measurement works on the principle of width. I hope you got the answers. So capacitive devices are used for the level measurement of only liquid and solid in powered form. Then capacitance of parallel plate capacitor is given as C equal to A epsilon by D, and capacitor level measurement works on the principle of capacitance. So these are the answers C, A, B. I hope you have understood the concept of float type method and capacitive type method. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the ultrasonic type and radiation type. Thank you.